Hey, what's going on, good people? It's Armand Owens coming at you once again with your daily leadership nugget from the Unsung Leader. And today, just want to talk about how great leaders communicate to themselves and why this is so important. This week, as a matter of fact, April the 26th is the anniversary of the day that one of you know one of the world's greatest leaders, Nelson Mandela, was elected president in South Africa after 27 years of imprisonment. Um, and remembering his story, remembering his impact. For me, I remember, reading his biography, and he had a quote in 1952 where he said that he would be the first African president in South Africa, and he didn't get elected until 1994, and it got me thinking about what was he saying to himself through the beatings, through the apartheid, through the inequality. What was he saying to himself? What was he repeating to himself? What was his inner dialogue? What were the things that he was repeating to himself, especially while he was in prison, that allowed him to come out of prison, not filled with anger, not filled with vitriol, not filled with vengeance, but with a forgiving spirit, and looking to right what was an absolute wrong in South Africa at that time. And one of the things that he consistently said to himself while he was in prison was a poem by the name of Invictus. And it says that out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my inconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but not bowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It shall not matter how straight the gate, how charged the punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. As leaders, I think that it is extremely important that we manage, that we are intentional about what we say to ourselves. And the main reason is because when we are placed in charge of people, a lot of times there's so many insecurities about how we are not worthy to be able to do this. There's imposter syndrome that creeps in. There's fear. There's doubt. There's people that may not even believe that we should be there, that we should be leading. And all these voices around us, all these things around us, and we have our own insecurities and inconsistencies that come in, that speak very loudly in our ears about what we're able to do and what we're able to accomplish. And I think a lot of times we forget the power of the word, the power of words to move us, to ignite us, to put us in an emotional state that is positive or negative, just by the utterance of these characters that we call words. Most of us are very unconscious. We are completely unconscious, in the words, that we use from day to day. We kind of sleepwalk, through the maze of possibilities, that are available to us. All right. But here's what you got to know. The difference between the average and the extraordinary leader is that the extraordinary leader is intentional about what they say to themselves repeatedly. Despite all the negative noise that surrounds the leader, despite all the things that may be speaking up, that may be telling him or her, telling you that you aren't worthy to be in this position. What are you saying to yourself that justifies, that ignites you, that builds you up, that empowers you to be the leader that you need to be for the people that you're leading? Because what you got to know is that if you don't inwardly believe the best about yourself, you will reflect that darkness on the people that you lead. You will project the insecurities that you have within you onto the people that you lead. Because you gotta remember, the leadership is not about you. Leadership is about the people that you have the privilege to lead. And what you say to yourself over and over and over and over again will be reflected in how you interact with the people that you lead. If you believe you're not worthy, if you believe that you're not capable, do you think you're going to be able to believe the best about the people that you lead? Do you think you're going to be able to project greatness upon them? Because a lot of times when you are introduced to that person for the first time, and as you become the leader, they don't know what they're capable of. They have no idea what they're capable of, and it takes you, the leader, to call that out of them. It takes you, the leader, to challenge them because you believe the best about them. But if you don't believe the best about yourself, the chances of you believing the best about somebody else, those chances are low. And the opportunity that presents itself to have somebody kind of, level up because you saw the best in them where they didn't even see the best in themselves, you lose that opportunity. You lose that privilege. You lose the possibility of introducing them to a greater version of themselves. That's why you have to be intentional on how you talk to yourself. You are not your scars. You are not your mistakes. You are not your inconsistencies. You're not your insecurities. You're not the worst version, of yourself that you've painted, through all of your mistakes. That's not who you are. You're enough. You're capable, and it's not an accident that you're a leader. Be that. Make sure that you're talking to yourself every single day about who you are, because you got evidence of the best version of yourself. Talk to yourself about that dude, about that person, about that chick, because she's awesome. He's awesome. All right? So be intentional about how you talk to yourself, because it's vital to how you interact and lead your people. Peace.